Ladies and gentlemen, and members of the British Royal Navy, hello and welcome back to Spyro 2. I'm here with Rosie.
Hiya.
First off, I'd like to apologize for not uploading a video on Friday. Whoops, I've been very busy over the past couple of weeks, and I'm sure so has Rosie. So, you know, you miss a day, oh well. So, if I've been reading the view counts correctly, as of right now, there's like maybe one person who's actually still following the series anyway. So,
I'm gonna
like
just take a
live
look and say you will.
It probably is, yeah. So here's something kind of cool, by the way, that you wouldn't necessarily notice on your first playthrough. Spyro uses vertex coloring to do shading. Like, there's no actual like lighting for the level, necessarily. It's just all of the lighting is sort of hand-painted on in advance. So that means they can do cool things like right here. If you take a look at the floor, especially, you can see this portal is actually letting light into the room.
Cool.
And it's a really cool effect that would be harder to do with, like, you know, more modern graphics setups. So anyway, it's time for us to go to Scorch. So, if I really quickly, there we go. So it's time to watch another cutscene, as always.
Yeah. That kid's familiar.
Alright, so welcome to Scorch, land of Middle Eastern deserts and
Hello, Spyro.
Spy
Brother
Kids.
Handel and I have been sent here to blow up this castle. But Handel got caught by these evil soldiers, and I'm stuck out here. If you could open...
Yeah, not Spy Kids as in the series Spy Kids. Spy Kids as in children, who also happen to be spies. Oh, those guys can jump. I forgot that they can
I'm
jump.
assuming Handel and Greta is a reference to Hansel and Gretel.
I mean, I've always assumed that too. I don't know if we have any confirmation, but I think it's pretty obvious. So, yeah, so we've got basically the most... The funny thing is, you've got all of these, like, evil, like, Middle Eastern enemies, and I have no idea whether they'd be able to get away with this today. Like, keep in mind, this game came out in 2000, so, like, the year before 9/11. So, like, today, would you be able to get away with this guy in a kid's game? Look at this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Though, I say that, you know, I say, would you be able to get away with this in a kid's game? The funny thing is, yeah, so there's some news that's come up over the past week that I'm incredibly excited about. And I guess now is as good a time as any to bring it up. So they're remaking these games.
It's awesome.
Yeah, they just announced this past Wednesday or Thursday. I'm not quite sure whether it was late in the day Wednesday or early in the morning Thursday that it happened. But yes, the developer, it's not the same developer. It's the developer who made some of the later games that Spyro appeared in, which we will not speak of because it would be a blasphemy against Spyro as we all know and love him. And by we all, I mean mostly people who were alive in the late 90s, which I understand is not necessarily a lot of us. But anyway, oh, come on, that's bull. Anyway, it's amazing, though, to see, and there's a trailer out. You know, go watch the trailer. I'll put a link in the description if I remember. Did that butterfly just despawn? Holy crap, I've never seen them despawn before. I guess they do after like a certain amount of time or something. It makes sense that they would. It's just I have never seen that happen before in like all of my time playing these games, all of the Let's Plays I've seen. Yeah, wow. But yeah, there's a trailer out, and the games look amazing. I say games, really it's just the one right now. Like, they're going to remaster all 3 games, they've confirmed that, but so far they're only showing... Did that guy just shoot one of the barrels? Oh man, the depth of enemy interaction in this is great. Anyway, they're going to remaster all 3, but at the moment they're just showing footage from Spyro 1. Which, you know, makes sense. You don't want to spoil the whole thing before it releases. And it's this September that's going to... Okay, what the heck? Can we not turn this into some sort of ridiculous jousting match? Thank you. There's some bonus stuff down here. Ooh. Not much of it, though. That's about it. It looks like. Oh, man. Imagine what you could explore with an invincibility power up here. But yeah, so that's the news. Pretty amazing news, if you ask me. That and you know what I really appreciate about this is it's another instance of, okay, so let's say you make a game. It's an awesome game because let's say you're an awesome game developer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So your game attracts a rather large fan base. And
Yes.
then you decide to stop making the game because you're out of ideas, and someone offers to buy the rights from you. Now, of course, you'd be stupid not to agree to the deal because you're not going to get any more money out of it. And then the other developer does one of 2 things. Either, like in Marble Blast, just straight up shuts the thing down and like stops selling the games and doesn't do anything with the copyright, or else they do, but they don't stay true to sort of the image and the vision of the original games, and as such alienate the fan base. And I think it's terrible when that happens, just because, like, I mean, I guess if you weren't going to get any more games anyway, but, like, if they're removing, you know, if they're withholding the games that are already out there, in other words, not selling them when they could theoretically still be making more money, or if they, like, make it into something new that might have its own fan base, which is understandable. But, like, you know, at that point it's like, okay, well, not only are we not getting any more of these games, we're getting things that claim to be part of the same franchise, but aren't as good. And, yeah. And that's always a shame. So, I guess what I'm trying to say is, it's a good business decision, I think, to go back and remake the old games like that, or to, you know, make new games in a similar vein, just because now you have all of these, like, people around who used to be fans back in the day, and now you're doing something for them, and you're going to be able to make a ton of money out of that, you know, if it was popular enough.
Spyro, you make a great secret agent. Now Handle and I can complete our mission. By the way, you can have this talisman I stole.
Oh yeah, it's like a scarab.
It's kind of a cool talisman.
Yeah, I forgot what the talisman in this level even was. Anyway, so yeah, so that's Scorch, by the way. And there's obviously more to it than that. We've got like a couple of extra things.
Hey, Spyro, we need those flags to prove our secret mission was successful. But the flag keeper keeps stealing them. If you could knock the flag keeper down...
Yeah. So, basically, there's this guy named the Flag Keeper who's out stealing flags, and we have to go after him. So, like, I think first he'll show up here.
It sounds like capture the flag.
It's not really. Yep, you see he's up there. Gotta get a good angle. Direct hit.
So, you want that flag, eh, Dragon? Well, two can play at this bombing game. Let's go.
So now...
Ha! You want...
Alright, so we have to avoid the bombs. Now, what I didn't realize is that the bombs don't actually deal damage, which is great. However, they will cause us to have to restart this part of the challenge. So we have to chase this guy back while avoiding his bombs. I don't know why.
Great! But there are still 2 flags out there.
I don't know why his first instinct upon getting the flag is to I don't know why his first instinct is to run back in the direction that the flags are supposed to go. Like, do you hear what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
if you stole a flag, like, if you stole the Declaration of Independence, your first instinct would be, haha, I have the Declaration of Independence, but the authorities are chasing me. Oh no, run into the Capitol building. You know, like, that doesn't make any sense. You'd run away from DC.
Still after my flag?
Also, was this a 5-star challenge?
I think it was. It was.
Okay,
yes.
I guess that's why.
They bounced all over the place. My goodness.
Yeah, it's a little tricky. Oh!
Ouch!
Bad bounce. Man, this guy would be a decent pitcher with that kind of curveball, you know?
Only a person who follows baseball would say that.
Ha! You...
You can hear me mashing X to... Except it's not actually X, it's A, because I'm playing this on an Xbox controller. Yeah, that's the other great thing, too, is the original Spyro games were PS1 exclusive, and the remasters are going to be on PS4 and Xbox One at least.
You're so close, Spyro.
Like, it's suspected that they're actually going to, alright, can we, like, see this guy, like, from here? No, we do have to sort of charge back through the level. Okay. I don't like chargebacks. That's why I use Visa. No. Anyway, what was I saying?
I hate to say I don't remember. I feel so stupid once I actually watch the video game. Oh
Yeah, platforms it's coming out on. Okay, I can get this guy... Oh, no, I can't because he despawns because we're too far away. Alright, so if I can get to this platform, I might be able to get him from there. It's tricky. But yeah, it's suspected, because this is what Activision usually does, it's suspected that after, like, you know, several months, a year, whatever, they're going to have it out on other platforms as well. Like, in particular, Switch and PC are what we're expecting them to do.
That's good.
And both of those would be great, because I have a Switch and a PC, and I do not have a PS4, nor do I have an Xbox One. So, having Switch and PC would be ideal, I suppose. But Oh, come on! The collision mesh for that wall extends a little bit higher, so that strategy apparently doesn't work. Okay.
Rude.
We do have to make a run for it then. No big deal. Wait a minute, there's more stuff over here, is there? Hold on. Oh no, that's where we went down earlier. Okay. Wow, I didn't realize that was that close to the end of the level. But yeah. The funny thing about these Handel and Greta characters is they aren't actually, specific to this level. I mean, in this game they are, but they actually show up in Spyro 3 in a level based off of Japan, oddly enough. Yeah, Spyro 3 has a lot of, Asia-themed levels. Let's see, there's Bamboo Terrace, that's China. There's Spooky Swamp, that's Japan. There's, the one I was just mentioning is Japan. Boom!
A shot.
Alright, so what's the difficulty on this? It doesn't show us the difficulty thing this time. That's weird that it shows it the first 2 times, but not the 3rd time. I mean, I guess they figure, alright, if this is your 3rd time doing this part of the challenge, you kind of understand what the rules are.
Because it's decent logic.
First try!
Nicely done.
Nice.
Great job, agents.
Great job, Agent Spyro!
Yay! Oh, Spyro is great in this. I mean, he doesn't really say all that much. That's funny, is that for most of the game, it's kind of like a whole Link thing where Spyro just doesn't talk. But then, oh, actually, one moment. There's one thing we have to do with this. Oh, but then there are times when Spyro does speak in the cutscenes. So he's not completely mute, he's just, in most of the levels, he doesn't keeps quiet
much
for some bizarre reason. And that's weird, because based on his personality, you wouldn't really expect him to be the quiet type, He's very outgoing, seemingly.
He runs all over the place, conquers stuff. It's everywhere.
Imagine if I had less time and that was my only opportunity to shoot. That would have sucked. Alright, oh boy, this challenge. Ow! You freaking monkey. I'm just going around getting the gems first, standard protocol. Okay, I'm missing gems. That's great. That's wonderful news. Nah, we'll be able to find them, I'm sure. Let's do the challenge first, though, because this challenge, I remember it from back in the day being, annoying, so...
The monkeys have escaped from the Avalar.
We'll find out.
So, the idea here is that Hunter goes up to the tree, and the monkey will fall like that when we charge the tree, but you gotta be quick, or else the monkeys will throw their coconuts at Hunter.
Because 6 monkeys can fit in that tiny barrel.
Nice!
Thanks for your help, Spyro.
Guess
Alright.
Take this. One of the monkeys had it.
Apparently that isn't that bad of a challenge. It's just, in challenges like that, Hunter always takes, the least intuitive route. Also,
Yeah.
I think Hunter has a texture glitch going on here. That's kind of funny. You see his left arm?
His left arm, yeah.
He looks kind of weird depending on what emulator you're using, I think. It's a little interesting. But here's the real question. Where are those other gems? How many are we missing? 80! How are we missing 80 gems? Is there like an entire other section of this level that I'm forgetting about? There must be, or something. Oh, that's it right there. Okay. Yeah, we can probably access that from the end. And honestly, knowing that that's there, that's probably the most efficient way to get back to the beginning of the level for the Flag Keeper challenge, which I wish I had known. But, oh well. You can't win them all, right?
Shame.
No big deal in that, you know, it's just a little bit of extra time. No worries. Nothing too bad is going on here. Okay, seriously though, where is that? Because we can't get to it from here. Can we? Okay. Oh, this is strange. This is one of those moments where it's like, okay, I know there is something to this, but like, I don't remember this at all from back when I was playing. So it must be something like really obvious that I'm missing, or else, you know, like, I don't know. Like, okay, seriously now, this is gonna bug me. How do we get there? It's great though, you know. I'm talking about this as if it's like, oh, this is like the worst thing in the world. How do we do this? When in reality, like, I love the fact that this exists. You know, like platforming things like this, because they were really. All right, it looks like the end of the level is the way to go there, but how? Because Spyro 1 had a lot of this. There were a lot of things where it's like, oh, you have to sort of do a little bit of mental geometry and realize that if you do like a blind glide around the wall, you find it. Oh.
Wow.
That whirlwind must only open once you've beaten the level. Because I think we were on that platform earlier and there wasn't a whirlwind there. So that's actually a little bit cheap. Now I don't like this, but oh well. It's kind of nice to and fireworks. Alright, that's another level done. We've got 7 extra minutes. I think we can definitely get a start on the next level, you know?
Yeah.
At the very least. Cutscene time. Oh, this one's great. So yeah, apparently they also have supernatural powers. Who knew? Alright, so what we're going to do now is, before we do anything else, we're going to back up the save file because I've learned my lesson on that one. And let's move on to the next level. Alright, Fracture Hills.
Ooh.
There's an interesting thing about this level that I'm not sure if you'll notice, so it'll be interesting to see if you do.
I'm not sure what to be looking for, though.
I'll give you a hint. You're not looking for anything.
Alright. I mean, it's like nighttime. Oh, goodness.
Okay, first off, I didn't even remember that, but the music in the cutscene is actually from a completely different level. That's strange. But no, listen to the music. Does it sound familiar at all?
Yes.
This is the music from Idle Springs. It's like the one case in Spyro 2 where they reused music between levels, which is kind of interesting. So anyway, these are fawns.
Hello there, Mr. Dragon. You're pretty cute for a quadruped. I wish I could take you on a tour of our temple, but a bunch of lousy Earthshapers have encased it in stone. The satyrs that live here?
Honestly, the temple's not the only thing encased in... Anyway, so the point of this level is to free the satyrs, and then they will play bagpipe music that sounds so horrid that it literally makes part of the temple explode. Alright, so you see these bushes right here?
I do see these bushes right here.
This is one of the most frightening things in this game. The bushes are okay, but you'll see in a moment there are some other bushes that are a little bit harmful. Oh, and the trees too. These trees have like bees that come out of them, and yeah, obviously. Oh, yeah. I don't know if you noticed, but I just got. Oh shoot. Okay. Yeah. One moment. Holy shit, that was clutch. Did you notice that? So, I was one hit from dying, and then I flamed that thing, and it happened to be the one that gave me an extra life, so I get back to full health. Anyway,
Yay!
So the trees shake the beehive, and bees come out. So you want to make sure you're far away when that happens, and then you run up and you kill the trees.
God.
So yeah, some of the trees come to life. You can get rid of some of the other trees as well, just, you know, to make sure they're safe. And then there are the bushes, which do this. Which is a very interesting... Oh my gosh, those bushes go far. It's a very interesting animation, that's all I will say. Oh, that's cool. I got health during the cutscene. I didn't realize that was possible. And the power of horrible bagpipes.
It's so awful.
Nice. Now, the guys you really have to worry about in the level are these guys, because they can't be killed using normal means. Like, you can try charging or flaming them, it won't work. So, yeah.
Nice.
So I'm just gonna go around a little bit here. So I think the strategy here is to trick them into releasing their bees, and then run up and flame them, which is interesting because it's more strategic than you know, most enemies in this game. Like most enemies, it's just like, oh, run up and hit them before they hit you. So I guess that's a sign that the game is starting to get a little bit more challenging, as evidenced by the fact that I almost died.
So terrible.
Alright. Honestly, I kind of like the bagpipe music. Maybe I'm going to get, like, hanged for that, but no, seriously. Oh, you see, I just faked him out there. Alright, well, I would love to keep playing this level, but I think we're a little bit out of time for this episode, so you're gonna have to wait a few days to see the rest of it. So, thank you all for watching. Make sure to like the video, comment on it, subscribe if you want to see more, hit the bell to get notified. Rosie, am I forgetting anything?
I do not think so.
Alright, wonderful. See you all next time.